Welcome back in to the Scramble Drill Podcast. I am Ben Watts. Landon could not be here today, but look who I pulled out of the grave, out of the history books, straight from the textbooks himself. Josh Johnson is with us tonight. Josh, it's been a while since you've been on this show.
It has been so long. We have gone on little breaks here on Scramble Drill for periods of time throughout the past couple of years. But what are we? We're going into week 8 of the NFL season. Is that what this is?
Week 7. This is
week 7. Okay.
Recapping week 6.
It's been a long time since I haven't talked football in a public forum, and I'm probably a little rusty, but I'm very excited to hop back in here and just chop it up about the NFL. This is the first non-fantasy football show outside of last year's playoffs that I've been on.
Yeah. Have you at least been listening to the ones Landon and I have been doing?
Oh, yeah, everyone.
You edit them, so you have to.
Well, yeah. I mean, I could edit them without, but no, I listen to every one of them. I sit down at work and I listen to them. They're a blast. They're great.
Yeah, I'm excited. I mean, the playoff episodes were some of our favorite ones last year, which is obviously why we kind of shifted to this. So it's great to be back. I have a theory. The reason you don't do it as much is it's you and Landon don't like each other.
That's what it is.
Y'all are never on the episode together. It's either you or him. It's not both.
That is. No, I was actually looking forward to having the three of us together and just. Landon's always got takes, right? I mean, he's stewing on takes 24/7, and I'm just always
Landon
curious.
Landon is the deep thinker, at least on this, of the three of us.
Yes. No. Listening to, and he'll say stuff, and I'm like, oh, that makes total sense. Why haven't I thought of that? Or he'll say something, and maybe I disagree, but it's like, no, I like where we're going with this. Maybe I'm not all the way there, but I see the vision for it. So I was looking forward to the whatever it was going to be, whatever the take was going to. There was going to be a Chiefs take. Let's be honest. There's going to be something.
We knew it was coming. We already know what the Chiefs take was going to be. It's probably going to be the same take you and I are going to have, but
probably. Yeah. Probably.
But I agree with you. Like he makes me sound like I don't watch the games when we're on the episode. Like we'll be talking and I watch the games. I watch so much football. Like from 1 o'clock until 11 o'clock on Sundays, I am watching football nonstop. I don't quit watching. And he picks up on things that I never would have picked up on. So yeah.
Well, he does mention some things about games that I know. I'm like, you didn't watch that game. You did not sit there and put yourself through the Cardinals playing whoever it was they were playing on Sunday. You didn't do that. But he did. And he paid attention, and he's like, no, they ran this third down play in the third. And it's like, okay, all right, we get it. You're a degenerate. That's fine. You're better than the rest of us. It's okay.
But, yeah, so with that out of the way, hopefully Landon will be back next week. But, yeah, let's hop straight into Thursday night. This NFL season has been insane. It's just nothing makes sense anymore. We say any given Sunday in the NFL, which is true. They drive nice cars too. Everybody is good in the NFL. But usually, your great teams kind of handle business in games they should handle business in. But this year, it truly feels like just about anybody outside of the Jets could beat anybody on any given week. So
just about.
Philly rolls into New York and gets dog walked by the Giants. We talk about winners first on this show, so we're going to talk about the Giants. They're fun to watch this year. They're so much fun. You got Scatterbo, you got Jackson Dart. It feels like a culture shift. You can feel it in the air. Dable's on fire. You see a change in him when Jackson Dart comes on that field. A culture shift is coming for the Giants.
That's the thing is with Jackson Dart, he is no polished, fully, he's not a fully rendered NFL quarterback, but he has very obvious traits that pop when you watch them play. Cam Scatterbo is a maniac, and he's perfect for this kind of a team. Like that's a locker room guy, a culture guy. And you have What was the nickname that was floating around on social media for those two?
Oh gosh.
It was probably offensive, if I'm remembering right.
It probably was. I did see in the post game. They I think one of them was Scatabo was getting interviewed, and Jackson Dart comes up to him during the interview, and they headbutt each other with no helmets.
Yeah, they're
and somebody
psychos.
was commented, said these dudes greet each other like pit bulls.
You know what I want to see is I want to go see the term papers from college for Cam Scatabo and Jackson Dart. I just want to see what they wrote.
They didn't write that. They didn't write that.
I'm sure it was excellent.
That was Chat GTP or some student aide who wrote those.
Oh, God. No, but they're legitimately exciting, and they have a good defense. The Giants have top 6 defense in the NFL, at least top 5 front 7.
Yeah, and
I got to think.
I feel like, strangely enough, the front 7 really, I mean, it was good, but it really didn't pop that much. Like, Brian Burns had 2 sacks, and now, granted, this game was 5 days ago, so I'm just having to go back and remember, but there were some times where Jalen Hurts had clean pockets, and he had all day to throw.
Yeah.
And it just didn't happen. It was not happening Thursday night for the Eagles.
No, they were terrible. My notes on the Giants are just that I think they have a franchise quarterback in Jackson Dart. And Cam Scatabo he's an absolute maniac. And they happen to have, now they're not this team that they've been in the years past where they're like a bottom 3 roster in the NFL. They actually have some guys here and there. Wan'Dale Robinson's a really good number 2 receiver.
Oh, he's very
We've
good.
seen that. Theo Johnson, not a bad tight end. You've got some guys here and there that you can sort of sprinkle in. This is not an amazing high-ceiling offense. They had a great night on Thursday night.
Yeah.
But I don't think this is a team that immediately is now we're looking at as oh, maybe they'll be a 500 team. No, they're still going to be a losing team, but they're a very feisty losing team.
I think they're going to have the weeks like this where you're you see the flashes. But, I mean, remember last week they lost to the Saints. Obviously, Jackson Dart, he's rookie quarterback. You're going to have these games where it just doesn't happen. But all you're looking for right now is the spark. Can I see the spark? Yes. You're not going to do that. I mean, your best player on the whole team is out right now for the year in Malik Neighbors. So it's obviously not going to materialize this year. But can you show me a spark? I see that. That's all I need to see.
Yeah.
On the Eagles side of things, they're a mess right now, dude. I don't want to put it. I know the Eagles fans are fully laying this at the feet of the offensive coordinator, which they should. A lot of it should be on him. I will give them that. But Jalen Hurts, my biggest note was Jalen Hurts himself. He didn't play well. He didn't play well at all. He missed Devonta Smith on a wide open 90-yard touchdown. On the interception he threw, I believe, I went back and watched A.J. Brown was just sitting wide open in the middle of the field. Never even looked at him, throws it to the defender. Jalen Hurts didn't play well. That's my note. Obviously, things are not going well with the running game. Saquon Barkley's not playing great.
Yeah.
But that's my note is Jalen Hurts didn't play well.
Well, here's their drive chart in the second half. This kind of tells you, well, and you can even go back to the last drive of the first half for them. But their drive chart, that last drive of the first half and then the entire second half.
Oh yeah.
Is turnover on downs, punt, interception, fumble.
Yeah.
They did nothing in the second half. I think that's the thing with the Eagles.
Season so far for them is they play one half or the other.
They have been incredibly inconsistent, and part of that is, I think, due to the fact that their run game is the most predictable run game in the league. Everybody knows what they're doing. They have a great running back. They have a great offensive line, but everybody knows what they're doing. They run these inside zone concepts. They don't try and stretch things out. Their run game is just so unimaginative, and it basically takes these players that they have and makes them look bad.
It's something to the outside, like you have Saquon Barkley. Do what Atlanta does and run these stretch plays and let him pick a hole and go.
Yeah, and they don't do that. They haven't done this for years, though. This is a thing that the Eagles have been running, this inside zone concept. Like, it is frustrating, but it works because they have a really good offensive line and they have the tush push. So the logic says we can run, an inside zone. It's really not meant to break off a big run. It's meant to get 4 yards. And they're like, we'll go get, 3 yards 3 times and do a tush push, and then you have a first down. So that they don't care about breaking off huge runs. And then they brought in Saquon Barkley last year, and he was breaking stuff off. And that obviously takes things to a new level. But I think part of that is just that the NFL wasn't used to what the Saquon Barkley in Philadelphia experience was. Now they're used to it. And you couple that with they have a worse play caller, and it just looks bad.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on because the internet blew up about this. This was all Sports Talk was talking about the 4 tush pushes inside like the 5-yard line that they ran.
I mean, it's disgusting. It is nasty football, but I mean, I know why you do it, but it's horrible.
It's the only
for the
play
game
they
of
have
football
that works though. Is the problem that's the Eagles' offense doesn't have an identity right now. Jalen Hurts isn't playing well. He's not throwing the ball to well. He's not getting it to A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith. Saquon Barkley and their offensive line, plus the play calling, is just not gelling. So they have this one thing they can do, is somehow can we get it into short yardage situation and we can do this.
Yeah.
That's all we got.
It's just a really predictable offense. That's what it comes down to for me. They have no pop, no sizzle, and they have studs everywhere. So it makes no sense. It comes down to play calling for me.
I did this, and maybe I shouldn't have sprung it on you, but like a worry meter, not for every team, but like for some certain teams that the big names. What's your worry meter on Philly right now?
Well, let's pull up their schedule. So their next few games.
Give me a number.
Yeah, they've got Vikings, Giants, Packers, Lions, Cowboys, Bears.
It's not easy.
It's not easy, but, I mean, let's be honest. The Lions, probably an L. Packers
are tough. They're not playing well right now. We'll talk about him, but
Right. Coin flip. Vikings, Giants, you should win those games, but they just got their cheeks clapped by the Giants on Thursday, so that's no foregone conclusion.
But you get them
the Cowboys
at home
are not
next time.
great. You do. The Bears. So worry meter for me, it's like an 8.
Really?
Yes, because
I feel like
they're
that's
losing games that they don't have a business losing. Like the Broncos, they were beating them 17-3 at the middle of the third quarter, and they find a way to lose that game.
Yeah.
It's 2 straight games where their second half offense is about the worst thing you've ever seen in your life.
Yeah,
they have done this before.
I could go out there and run that offense.
You could get the same result because the result is nothing. The result, they get nothing out of it. So, and we've seen this before.
$55 million, please.
Yeah, and they played a tough early season schedule, and they did enough to win.
Yeah,
they're all 1-score wins. So,
I mean, I'm looking at how the teams they played early are playing now. I mean, the Chiefs right now I think the way the Chiefs look right now would beat the Eagles. I think the Rams with Puka, he's banged up right now. They actually did enough to win that game anyway.
Yeah.
And, you lose a close one to the Bucs, who are beyond injured right now. These two should have been your winnable games, and they didn't win them.
That's the thing. The Cowboys was your one shoe-in, and then the Giants and Broncos are the 2 easiest games they've played this year, and they lost them both. Just for dumb stuff.
Yeah, I
can't stand this team.
I would probably go similar with you. I'm like a 7.5. Like I thought they would run away with the NFC, and the NFC has turned out to be a gauntlet this year.
Yeah.
So are they going to win the division? Yes, still probably. They're still my pick to win the division. But yeah, I'm like a 7.5. Like a 7.5.
Yeah.
Okay. Next game, we'll do it pretty quickly. The only notes I have. The Broncos won. We can talk about the Broncos offense if you want because they don't look good, but they won. At the end of the game, I genuinely was pulling for sacks because I wanted to see an NFL offense finish with negative passing yards, and it happened.
They did.
I don't know if I've ever seen that before. That's incredible. You and I threw for more net yards. Obviously, it doesn't show on the box score, but when you go to team stats, net yardage, we had more than Justin Fields did this week.
Was this the most disgusting game you've ever seen in your life?
Yes. And I feel incredibly bad. I feel somewhat bad for Garrett Wilson. He did sign the extension. He knew what he was getting into, but he also needs to get out of there. I feel bad for Breece Hall. Breece Hall's playing really well this year. We'll probably need to talk about it next week because it's week 7, but he's one of my big prime candidates. He's got to get moved, I would think. Breece Hall's probably getting traded. After an 0-6 start, you have nothing to play for right now other than the number 1 pick. He's in a contract year.
Yeah, and you have other players. You could go roll with Braylon Allen, and that's fine.
Even though he's on IR right now.
Well, yeah, when he comes back. I mean, you can play replacement level backs, and it won't matter. I mean, this is a terrible team.
Yeah.
They're just I don't want to even talk about them.
Yeah, let's move on.
Yeah, the Broncos are worrying, but they're doing enough to win. They're 4-2.
Their defense is amazing. Pat Surtain was locking his receivers down.
Yeah, no, they have the best defense in the NFL, and their offense isn't as good as I thought it would be at this point in the season, but they do have Sean Payton, and I think Bo Nix is a good quarterback. I don't know.
It's
Jury's
a little
still
bit,
out for me.
not to the same extent because they're nowhere near the talent level, but kind of like when last year or the year before when we were worried about the Chiefs, and we're like, if Patrick Mahomes and the offense is the worry, I'm not worried. I am obviously way more worried about the Broncos, but Sean Payton will figure something out.
Yeah, and I mean, a win is a win.
Yeah.
Their 2 losses right now are to the Colts by 1 and the Chargers by 3.
Teams we think are good.
Yeah, there's a very real scenario where they're a kind of a shaky 6-0, but they could be 6-0.
Yeah.
I mean, they could also be 3-3 if we played that game too, because they could have lost to the Eagles as well. But
true.
They're 4-2.
Probably
they have the
should
Giants
lost to
next
the
up.
Eagles, if we're being honest.
They probably should have. But their next 4 games are Giants, Cowboys, Texans, Raiders. I could see them going 4-0 in those games.
They probably. I would imagine they're favored in all of those games.
Yeah. So if we look up and they are 8-2, doesn't matter.
I don't think
8-2 with a meeting with the
it
Chiefs
could
next.
Yeah.
I wouldn't bet on it, but they certainly could do that.
Yeah. Steelers Cleveland don't have really any notes here either. I don't know what you've got. The only thing I've got is more Ravens based. Obviously, the Steelers are looking like they can walk away with that division. They can kind of just play keep away from the Ravens. Ravens still, if they get Lamar Jackson back, their schedule is winnable. But at 1-5, they've just about got to win out.
They're not winning the division.
Yeah,
the Ravens.
The Steelers.
Yeah, the Ravens right now, they are fighting for a wild card. Winning the division is not in the cards at all for them.
Yeah, and the Steelers don't have a super easy schedule, but they could. I mean, they should walk away with this division.
They have the Bengals next week, so that's a win. Then it's Packers, Colts, Chargers,
on Thursday
Bengals.
night on a short week. Can you imagine getting a better team than the Bengals?
I mean, they're gonna dog walk them.
We don't even have to practice this week.
No, I mean that the Bengals right now are an automatic win, pretty much. Joe Flacco makes them more interesting, but they're an automatic win.
Joe Flacco does know the Steelers. He does know the Steelers.
He does
more
know
than
the
any
Steelers.
other quarterback in football. He knows the Steelers.
He does. But that's not a game you expect them to lose. And then it's Packers, Colts, Chargers. That might be their season, that 3-game stretch. Because I think if you come out of that 2-1, so let's say you beat the Bengals, that makes you 5-2, 5-1,
5-1,
and then you go 2-1 in the Packers, Colts, Chargers. Then you're looking at 7-2. That's a pretty good start.
That is a border. I mean, we have seen division leads get blown by more, I guess, or at least like we've seen the Eagles start out 10-1 and lose their last 6. But when your number one opponent, the Ravens, is 1-5, you feel good.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't have any Browns notes. Do you?
Just waiting for the Shador start whenever that will happen.
Will it happen?
I don't know. But if it does, I'm going to look at Twitter.
Yeah. No, let's move on. Dolphins, Chargers.
I have nothing on this one.
Worry meter on the Chargers.
Worry meter?
Mine is high. I'm 9.5.
Worry meter on the Chargers is high?
Yes.
They're 4-2.
Yeah, yep. And that should tell you something.
Okay. I'm not worried. I think they're fine.
They almost lose to the Dolphins. Justin Herbert, by the way, makes a heroic play at the end when he shakes off Phillips.
He does.
Shrugs him off, finds Ladd. The problem is they're not playing great football right now. Both of their tackles are out. Both of their running backs are out. So you're playing all backups. And the Chiefs are on fire right now.
Yes.
I'm scared.
But you're 2 games up in the division on the Chiefs, essentially. Because you've got the head-to-head and you're 1 game up in the standings. So the Chiefs have to make up 2 games. Or they would need to split, and then they would. Yeah, you're 1.5 games up. Sorry, technically. So you have Colts, Vikings, Titans, Steelers, Jags, Raiders, Eagles, Chiefs. I don't know. The Chargers are going to Charger. We know that's coming.
That's where my worry is. I want them to prove me wrong that they're not the same old Chargers. But I'm concerned.
That's fair. But I don't think you look at this schedule and like every one of these games until they play the Chiefs next, honestly, there's no obvious L's. Let's put it that way. The Colts, that's a coin flip game. Vikings, you probably should beat them. Titans are a win. Steelers are a coin flip. That's a Sunday night game. Jags, coin flip. Raiders, you should beat them. Eagles, frankly, I think they're better than I don't know. They're not playing better than the Eagles, but I think that they're a better team than the Eagles overall, personally.
We'll see. It's just I've seen it's. I guess my worry meter is so high is because I've seen it before. I'm like, oh
yeah, and it's not like
here it goes.
Joe Alt will come back. Omarion Hampton will come back. So they're not out for the year.
No,
I guess is my point with that. So it's not like your season's lost. They're just in a rough patch.
They need to stabilize right now, and they seem like it could be a couple weeks before they stabilize, which worries me.
We also need to remember they did win Sunday.
They did. It just was not pretty.
No, it wasn't pretty, but it is the NFL, and a win is a win at the end of the day.
I guess maybe my panic meter just hasn't come down because when they were looking like they were going to lose to the Dolphins, I'm like, dude, it's over for the Chargers. They lose to the Dolphins, wrap it up. Give the division to the Eagles, or give the division to the Chiefs. Just go home, dude. You're done.
That would have been bad. If they managed to lose this game, that would have been real bad.
Yeah. But they didn't. You're right. Maybe I should calm down. It's a lot of sports scars in me coming out right there.
No reason to panic yet. If they string together a couple losses here, okay, maybe we can revisit the panic meter on them.
Surprise of the season? Maybe not super surprised. I did say I had them as a pick for a wild card spot, but the Patriots 4-2 atop the division, might I add. Drake May plays like a superhero against the Saints. 260, 3 touchdowns. Leads the team in rushing, but that's a different story just because the Patriots cannot run the ball right now. But man, he's putting something together. He's putting together a season right now.
I just want to say this is what I saw when I saw Drake May. It's like this guy, he's got the traits. If he cannot be a boneheaded moron, like he's on pace for 4,300 yards, 28 touchdowns, 6 picks.
That ain't bad.
That ain't bad. You'll take that from your franchise quarterback, and he's also adding stuff on the ground as well.
Yeah. Now, one thing I will say, and this is one of the reasons I had the Patriots picked to be a wild card team, is their schedule is not very difficult. They haven't. You look at the wins, and they're really quality win. It's against the Bills. But you beat the Raiders, terrible. You beat the Dolphins, terrible. You lose to the Steelers, that's not terrible. You beat the Panthers, who maybe are terrible, maybe are okay, I don't know. And you beat the Saints, who are terrible.
Yeah, and your next 2 games are the Titans and the Browns.
Win. Terrible. Your tough patch is going to be Falcons, Bucks back to back. If they win one of those games, then we'll start be like, all right, this team actually could be a contender. I think they need to win one of those games though before I'm willing to say fully, oh yeah, the Patriots are great. If they lose both of those games, then maybe some conversations need to be had.
Yeah, I still don't think they're going to win the division, but I think they are, unless there's some sort of cataclysmic, like Drake May gets hurt or something falls apart in there, I think they're locked in pretty much as a wild card team.
Yeah, I mean, their schedule is very, very winnable. Like, you have the Falcons, Patriots, and Bills are the only games I think left on their schedule they legitimately should lose.
Yeah. No, they're – and when you have – this is the other thing. Like, if you're doing your quarterback tier list right now, Drake May, he's not one of those top-tier elite guys on that list, but he's in that kind of next group just outside the elite guys where he shows flashes of elite traits, kind of like the Justin Herbert conversation for a couple of years where, and maybe it's still the Justin Herbert conversation where it's, you can see he has moments when it's like, my gosh, this dude is so talented. He just needs to string together key moments where you believe him in the clutch in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Or where he just strings together a couple seasons where you kind of know what you've got. And I think Drake May is getting into, just the past couple weeks, he's getting into that conversation where it's like, okay, he's one of the 5 most gifted quarterbacks in the NFL. Can he put together, can he just prove it, I guess?
Yeah, like I agree. He's not in the elite tier yet, but he's in the you need to take me seriously tier.
Yeah.
This is not
the
a cupcake
Patriots
game
had
for you.
Tom Brady for 20 years, and then 5 years later, they now have Drake May, who could be the next Josh Allen in Josh Allen's division.
Yeah.
Like, their luck is ridiculous.
It must be nice to be a Patriots fan. I hear Patriots fan complaining about how bad they are. I'm sorry you had a couple of down years in between your dynasties. Don't talk to me. Don't talk to me.
You've got Vrabel and you've got Drake May. Don't complain. I don't want to hear it.
The only complaint I've got is, can we please give the ball to Travion Henderson? What are we doing?
Oh, yeah.
Why? That's all I've got. Saints take I want to say real quick is Spencer Rattler again doesn't look terrible. He's just playing
he's
good
not
football.
that bad.
He's just playing good football, dude.
He is not that bad on a very limited roster. Chris Olave looks pretty good yet again. By the way, for the fantasy football junkies out there, Chris Olave can't score touchdowns. He's allergic to them, but man, he's all right. He's on pace. Take a guess for how many touchdowns he's on pace for right now.
Is it 0?
He's on pace for 3.
Okay, I didn't know if he had 1 or not.
He's got 1.
Okay.
He's got 1. He's on pace for 1,100 yards and 3 touchdowns. So it's not pretty, but he's on pace for 1,100 yards because Spencer Rattler is not half bad.
Yeah, they've got an okay quarterback. I would like to say he's good, but I mean it's still way too early. But they look like they've got an okay quarterback and they got a good play caller. So Chris Olave,
speaking
fantasy
of the
owners, breathe a sigh of relief. We might be okay.
Speaking of the on pace stuff, Spencer Rattler's on pace for 3,500 yards, 17 touchdowns, and 3 picks.
I did notice he's been very careful with the football. I keep waiting for it to happen, and I still will, where they have that game where it's like, oh, yeah, there's why Spencer Rattler was a third-round pick or something like that, where he just falls apart. But it hadn't happened yet. Yet.
He's not turning the ball over.
He's playing very smart football. All right. Rams, Ravens. I don't have really anything here. Do you?
Nope.
I mean,
I
Puka
got
gets
nothing.
banged up,
We
so
didn't.
the Rams kind of slow down, but they didn't
We
have
learned-
to do anything against the Ravens.
Yeah, we learned nothing from this game.
Yeah. Let's just move on. I got nothing here. Let's go to Colts Cardinals. Kyler, Jacoby Brissett looked not bad. We'll talk. Hold on. We talked about winners first. I'm sorry, I got sidetracked. The Colts look like their regular self.
No, this is the Colts that we have started to know and love. They spread the ball around. Daniel Jones looks pretty good for the most part. He's got a 100 rating. Jonathan Taylor's elite. And rinse and repeat week in and week out.
Yeah. Only thing on the Colts I've got is, I put obviously same thing as business as usual. Anthony Richardson cracks his orbital bone in pregame with a warm-up band.
Yeah. And Charvarius Ward got concussed in warm-ups as well. Yeah. Not a good day at the office
man.
for the home team.
Is Anthony Richardson droppable in Dynasty football?
Oh God, dude. I've only held on to him. Yeah. I've only held on to him in Dynasty leagues just because the ceiling is high if Daniel Jones gets hurt, but he's a handcuff.
Is it?
Like if Daniel Jones is
Is it?
because of the running. For fantasy. For fantasy
football.
football.
Last year and he wasn't good.
Well, I still when I'm looking at okay, what could I pick up off waivers? I'm looking at like Cooper Rush or maybe Anthony Richardson will pass for 89 yards but run for, 71 and a touchdown. I'll stash it.
It's tough, dude. Man,
it's real bad.
It's comical at this point.
It's real bad.
It's
real bad.
On the Cardinals side, I don't really have much for them. It's Jacoby Brissett looked all right, which means maybe Kyler takes a few weeks to get healthy before they bring him back.
Here's why Jacoby Brissett looked all right. He gets the ball out quick. Jacoby Brissett does not sit there. And so I've been listening to the shows y'all been talking about Kyler Murray, and I totally agree. He is, the more I think and watch about Kyler Murray, he's the most frustrating quarterback in the NFL. This is the most frustrating offense and team in the NFL. And y'all have been hitting the nail on the head that he holds the ball, he takes bad sacks. This offense is such a hitchy offense in that they'll do a couple things good and then they'll shoot themselves in the foot, and it's, one step forward, 2 steps back. Jacoby Brissett is a professional NFL quarterback in that he is not a 1 step forward, 2 steps back. He might throw 3 picks in a game, which isn't good, but he's not like a take 6 sacks. He's a competent guy that just executes the offense.
It sounds like an insult to the guy I'm comparing him to, but I don't mean it that way. Like in the level of a Geno Smith.
Yeah.
He's not as good as Geno, but he's just, the picks are going to happen with that type of quarterback, but I'm going to play on time in the offense. I'm going to make the right reads. I know where the read is. I'm like, okay, it's here. Bam, ball's coming out.
Right. It comes out quick. He only took 2 sacks. So overall, he throws for 300-plus yards. Great, whatever. But
it sucks watching Kyler because, he's got all the ability. I see you.
Yes.
You can run like a madman. You've got a good arm. You can put the ball wherever you want it. Just why can't you make the right decision?
He holds on. I think the running is his Achilles heel. It's a lot of people think it's what makes him special. I think it's his Achilles heel because he holds onto the ball and waits for things.
But then he doesn't run when he could.
Real bad sacks. And
there's
but he also doesn't.
That's the part that makes me so mad. Is there's opportunities where even I could see dude, just take off. And then he holds
Yeah.
the ball and hopes for somebody to get open downfield. And once you've held the ball for 9 seconds, guess what? Here comes the defense, sack.
That is instincts processing issues more than it is talent or anything else. He just doesn't process the game at an elite level. He processes the game at a very average level, and therefore he plays average.
You want to be a Mahomes where Mahomes can do that, where the first couple reads aren't there. Okay, let me bounce outside of the pocket here or step way back because I've got a cannon of an arm and I can wait for somebody to get open. But Kyler doesn't see or process the game like Patrick Mahomes does. So where Mahomes can do that and get away with it, Kyler's getting sacked.
Right.
So, yeah. Cardinals rant over. I'm so glad I'm not a Cardinals fan because that would be the worst existence possible.
I'd be finding tall bridges.
That would be so bad. Anything on the Seahawks, Jags? Seahawks look good, man. They're competent at every phase of the game.
Well, I mean, you've got Jackson Smith and Jigba, and they are doing this revolutionary
right now.
They are doing this completely revolutionary thing in the NFL, which is we have an elite receiver and we throw him the ball a lot, and it makes our quarterback look good and our offense look good, and we just keep doing it over and over again until somebody can figure it out, and nobody has.
Yeah, some people were like, I mean, obviously JSN had a really good year last year, and then they get rid of Tyler Lockett, they get rid of DK Metcalf. They're like, whoa, is JSN really that guy? Yeah,
he's that guy.
He's so good.
He is that guy. Going back to our on pace, here's what he's on pace for right now. He's on pace for 120 receptions, 1,972 yards, and 9 touchdowns.
So Cooper Kupp levels
of
production. Actually, that's not Cooper because Cooper scored touchdowns. That's like Justin Jefferson type of season.
That is Justin Jefferson at the peak of his powers, yes.
Yeah, that's Justin Jefferson. That's crazy. Only other note on that game, because it is a running joke at this point. Kenneth Walker, 10 carries, 34 yards. Zach Charbonnet, 12 carries, 24 yards. I'm going to keep
bringing it up. Last time Zach Charbonnet was better on yards per carry than Kenneth Walker?
It's been a while. Not this season.
For the season, Zach Charbonnet is 60 carries, 156 yards.
What's that per game? That's got to be like 3-ish? No.
He math. Is currently averaging 2.6 a carry.
Less than 3. God. Whatever. It's not
on
my
pace
problem.
for 170 for 442.
That's not my problem. Anything on the Jags?
So bad. Brian Thomas Jr. finally shows signs of life. They got that thing working. 8 for 90 and a touchdown. About time.
I don't like that they went back to Travis Hunter being just this short yardage guy. I think he can offer so much more down the field, but they're just not using him right now. And maybe it's he hasn't just learned. He's not there yet in his development.
I don't know what it is, dude. The way that they traded all of that to go get him, and they're using him in, I guess to me, which is such a weird. In my mind, the way that they've decided to use him is they're getting the worst out of him on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, I'm worried it's going to be like a jack of all trades, but he's in the NFL. I just don't feel like that works. Like, you need to be really good at one thing. This is what you do really well. You need to do that and focus on it.
And I don't know if they're going to have the gall to be like, okay, he needs to play one side of the ball after all that they traded for him, but he needs to just play one side of the ball.
But like, if
the
you
way
put
that
him
they're
at
using him
receiver
is
and kept him exclusively there, I think he'd be elite.
Right. If you weren't just trying to do a package, if you were just letting him be a full-time guy, yes, I think he would be pretty special. Same thing for on the other side of the ball. I think he'd be a really good corner if he just played corner.
But it's not going to happen. I agree. Like, they can't do that because you paid 2 first-round picks, 1 a top 10 pick, and we'll see how the rest of the season goes for him to move up and get him. So you don't have a first next year. I paid for 2 players, essentially. I have to get 2 players.
Right.
But also you have to think in the same vein, they need to figure it out somehow because you paid so much. You have to find a way to make him work. Even if it is, I just put him on offense. You have to figure out a way to make him work.
Yeah.
All right. Let's try to get through these next few pretty quickly. Panthers, Cowboys. Cowboys offense bad, but the Panthers take advantage of offense good, but the Panthers are able to take advantage of a very bad defense. You thought Micah Parsons was the revenge game. No, it wasn't. It was Rico Dowdle. Rico had the game circled, and he made him pay.
30 for 183.
And he was the team leading
56
receiver.
and a touchdown in the.
And he was the leading receiver.
Goodness gracious!
You couldn't have paid him something, Dallas. Like, I don't know, $5 million, $3 million. I don't know what he's getting in Atlanta or in Carolina, but just
the only thing I had written down for this game is I just want some advanced stats on what Bryce Young's numbers are after he throws his obligatory first half interception every week. He's so good after he throws the really dumb pick at the beginning of the game.
It's kind of the season in general. Like, they had that horrific game one. They were like, okay, yeah, Bryce Young's done. And then he decides to turn it on out of nowhere, and he does it again in this one.
Yeah, I mean, the Falcons game, I think, is going to be the biggest what happened there game the entire year. But they're winning these one-score games against and they play the Jets next. Like, they're going to beat them. You got the Saints twice still on the schedule. You probably can win both of those if we're honest.
Yeah, I mean, Dallas is literally the Bengals of last year. Their offense is great. Their defense is terrible.
Yeah,
and they're going to end up. They're putting up a lot of points without CD. So when they get CD back, it's going to be a lot of fun.
They're going to end up being like a 7-9 team when it's all said and done.
I literally have nothing on Titans Raiders other than Callahan's gone.
Yeah, Callahan's gone. That's it.
What is? I was thinking about this the other day earlier. What is there an advantage to firing an NFL coach during the season?
Theoretically, you can get like I don't know. There was a couple years ago when I think it was Jeff Ulbricht, the special teams guy, came in.
Yeah,
when the head coach got fired.
Eberflus.
Yeah.
Last year.
Oh, geez. Yeah, and I guess you had like a little bit of
the team get a spark sometimes. Like I feel like after a team fires a head coach, the next week is always good.
Yes. Who do they play next week? Are we going to chalk them up for a bounce back? Oh, they play the Patriots.
What if they do it?
What if they do the funniest thing? Yeah, I think it can't get worse. They're probably the worst.
Oh, it could get worse. Have you seen the Jets?
Dude. The Titans are right there with them, man. I know they have the one win, and you're just hoping Cam Ward shows flashes like he did when they got the one win, but they are not good. Their one win was the Cardinals.
And the Cardinals are terrible.
Cardinals are the least watchable team in the NFL. Maybe the Titans are right there with them.
Yeah. I got nothing. I got it.
Hopefully
they can put it together next week and at least put up an enjoyable game for the people to watch.
Yeah.
Bucks 49ers, this was another two good teams, both 4-1 heading in this game. Dude. All right. We said last week at the end of the episode that we would do kind of a power rankings thing, and I'm going to spoil it a little bit for you that Tampa is high, and it's entirely because of Baker Mayfield for me. Like, I'm a Falcons fan. I don't know what to tell you, dude. His top 4 receivers are out. He's down like 3 offensive linemen, I believe, like multiple starters on the offensive line. His elite running back is out. It doesn't matter. He's winning. Tampa has figured out some kind of formula, and it is working.
Yeah, Baker's playing. I mean, this is the best he's ever played in his career.
He's the MVP right now. If the season ended today, Baker is the unanimous MVP in my opinion.
Probably. I think it's him or Mahomes, but it's probably him today.
He's doing more with less, but it's not like he's doing more with less is like, oh, he's kind of just barely finding a way to put up numbers. No, he's putting up numbers.
Yeah.
With nothing right now.
their leading receiver on Sunday was Cameron Johnson, and that's not
because Ibuka went out early.
Yeah, Cameron Johnson. This is the Tampa Bay Cameron Johnson. This is not. Well, I don't even. There's no other Cameron Johnson. I've never heard of Cameron Johnson. Sterling Shepard. I don't know. I was like, there's got to be somebody else. No, there's nobody else named Cameron Johnson. I don't know who that is. Tez Johnson has a 45-yard touchdown. Guy from Oregon.
I listened to somebody on Sports Talk compare it to, like, once you've been playing Madden for a couple seasons and you get the players at the end of rosters that don't exist.
Yeah.
That's what they're playing with right now.
Yeah. It's practice squad guys. They're just throwing dudes out there and trying, I don't know. Honestly, the 49ers on the other side of this game, they're kind of doing the same thing. They have Christian McCaffrey, and they're just emptying practice squad.
Yeah, CMC he's doing it again. It's another.
Oh, he's incredible.
50 yards rushing, but he's getting 50 yards receiving. Is he going to do at 29 years old another 1,000 season? That would be insane if he could pull that off.
He might. Let's see what he's at in terms of receiving right now. He is, holy smokes.
I think he's like 4th or 5th in the league in receiving yards. I think.
He's on pace for 1,300 yards receiving.
Yeah, he's like 5th in the league. It's Puka. Oh, shoot, I had the list up. It's Puka, JSN, Jefferson, Ibuka, Amon-Ra, and, okay, McCaffrey's 8th right now. But still, he's a running back.
Golly. Yeah, I mean, his rushing stats are 55, 52, 49, 57, 54. It's just 50-50 every single week.
Ridiculous. And Fred Warner goes out for
the year.
Season. It's unreal, the injuries that are piling up for the Bucs. So,
the 49ers they're down. I mean, everyone. It's IU. It's Kittle. They're down
the
Purdy.
League.
And that's a miracle.
Golly. Kyle Shanahan right now is Coach of the Year, in my opinion. Or Todd Bowles. Shanahan or Todd Bowles is Coach of the Year right now.
Yeah, probably Bowles. But yeah, no, you have the Coach of the Year candidates going up against each other on Sunday, and good grief.
I hate the 49ers even had to lose this game because they're doing so much with so little as well. But Baker is beyond impressing me right now this season.
He's having a great year.
I don't have a ton, unless you do, on Packers-Bengals. Packers don't look great offensively, if we're being honest. I know they're out a lot of receivers, but they need to figure some stuff out too. Because the Bengals were somewhat close with them pretty much this entire game. And I know Joe Flacco's a good quarterback, but Trey Hendrickson goes out in this game, and it doesn't give them that much of a boost offensively. So I don't know what you have to say on Green Bay, if anything.
I think Green Bay has all the pieces to be a Super Bowl team, and I think they certainly can win the Super Bowl, but they're kind of playing like they are a wild card team right now.
Yeah.
I'm not sure exactly what it is, but I think that there's something there identity-wise that I don't know if it's that they maybe think Jordan Love is better than he is, but I feel like they need a go-to guy as a receiver. One of these receivers, I think, has to step up. I think when it really comes down to it, you're not going to be able to just spread the ball out. Like, I think in crunch time, when you got to have it, they don't have a got-to-have-it guy. And so they end up having these really weird performances. Because otherwise, I can't explain it. I don't know why they have these games where, yes, they end up putting up 27 points, which is fine in the grand scheme of things, but you score 17 of them in the fourth quarter against a Bengals team that's objectively terrible. Flacco plays well, and he sort of covers up some of the real bad stuff, but he plays fine because he throws the ball to Jamar Chase 12 times, and most people will look good when they throw the ball to Jamar Chase 12 times.
I would throw the ball to Jamar Chase even more than that.
I would throw the ball to him 44 times. And just be like,
I would throw the ball 46
make me bad.
times. I would give T 2 of those targets. And I like T. T's a good receiver. Jamar Chase is...
Jamar gets 44.
Jamar Chase is still in my mind objectively he's the best receiver in the league, probably at least arguably the best receiver. So
Yeah,
but
I
that's
think he
all the
probably is.
Bengals. That's the only thing the Bengals can hold their hat on is, hey, we've got the best receiver in the league.
Yeah.
That's not going to win you games. I'm sorry,
No, it will not.
not without a quarterback at least. And obviously, it's not their fault. But their problems go far past Burrow and Chase being their superstars. It is Bengals are a hot mess right now.
Yeah.
All right. Do we want to get into the meat of this? We have
Let's do
got
it.
Lions, Chiefs. They're back. And it's not they're back winning games. The explosive offense is back. And Rashee Rice comes back next week. Are you scared? I'm scared.
If you're the rest of the NFL, you're scared. For me, the question, seriously, after this game and the way they beat the Lions, I know they're playing at home, but they didn't just beat them, they thumped them. The question for me after this game was, have you seen enough to make the Chiefs the favorite to win the Super Bowl? That's where I'm at.
I mean, they were always the favorite in my head. I know they're just like a week removed from losing to the Jaguars. But they haven't lost any game by a lot. They lost by 1 score to the Chargers, where they didn't play well. Lost by 3 points to the Eagles, which in hindsight, the Eagles don't look that great. But you beat the Giants, you thump the Ravens, you lose by 3 to a pretty good Chargers team. I mean,
Well, some of this is you're looking at an offense that's functioning the way it did the year after they traded Tyreek Hill. I don't know exactly what they're doing in terms of an X's and O's aspect that's making them appear better, but it just looks easy. Offense for them looks easy right now, which is not something we've been able to say for like 2+ years.
Yeah, 2023 and 2024 offense was painful to watch.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you the last time Patrick Mahomes had 4 touchdowns in a game, honestly.
And still, there are some red flags still. The running game's not good. I mean, Mahomes is their leading rusher, not this game, but on the season. They're not running the ball well. But they don't need to right now. And their defense still has concerns because there were a few points. This game should have been closer, at least score-wise, because the Lions have that weird penalty that takes the first score off the board. You have Amon-Ra dropping passes on 4th down. So this game could have been a lot closer than it was. The Lions left a lot. I think the Lions... Let me find the way to say this. It doesn't sound bad. It's not that... The Chiefs obviously beat the Lions. I think they would have beat them regardless if they make those plays last night. But the Lions hurt themselves more last night as well. So there's that aspect of it.
You did mention the run game. And what if I told you the Chiefs' run game outgained Detroit's?
I believe you because it was tough. Jahmyr Gibbs didn't get much going yesterday.
Jahmyr Gibbs didn't do anything, and David Montgomery only had 4 carries, which I thought was pretty baffling, to be honest. But they... The thing with Kansas City
had more
is
receiving yards than Jahmyr Gibbs, which is it doesn't make
Yeah.
sense either.
that was weird. The thing with Kansas City is when they're clicking, like when this pass game is clicking, they don't need to run the ball especially well. They just have to be, competent. Can you get 80 yards? They had 112 Sunday night. So, I mean, you already know with this offense that whatever it was that was preventing them, and it might just be spacing. It might just be like, okay, you get Xavier Worthy back. He's really good. Juju Smith-Schuster is a adequate slot, and now you're about to plug in Rashee Rice into that role. Whoop-de-doo. I mean, they're a top 5 offense the rest of the season. The defense is not as good as it has been, but it's still a pretty good defense.
Yeah.
I just don't know who I would pick over them right now. That's, I guess, the thing.
Yeah. We'll talk a little bit about it, I guess, when we kind of reveal our top 10-ish rankings, but this is worry. This is why I had the Chargers at a 9.5 worry ranking, because the Chiefs are back to kind of just gliding on offense. They're kind of firing on all cylinders, and Rashee Rice isn't back yet. Rashee Rice comes back next week.
I'm very curious to see what that first week back
just think
looks
it's going
like
to be a
for him.
problem. I think it's going to be a problem. It was a little bit frustrating. People are mad, and maybe rightfully so. The Chiefs got called for 0 penalties last night.
I don't care.
Come on now. You got to call him for something now. Got to call him for something. I think that's what started the Brian Branch fight.
I don't care. The fight was stupid. I don't care.
I don't want to. I'm not gonna say. Well, I can't say that. Brian Branch shouldn't have punched him. But you could tell in that game something was building. The Chiefs. I don't want to see the Chiefs play the victim card there. They were pushing Brian Branch's numbers, and he snapped at the end of that game.
He lost it.
Yeah.
He said, I'm just looking for somebody to punch right now.
And you could tell, like, it wasn't, people were like, well, he should have dapped up Mahomes. He wasn't looking at Mahomes. Juju, if you see the overhead view, Juju was spitting at him from behind Mahomes, so he walked past Mahomes just straight to Juju. Like, I'm going to hit that man right there.
I'm going to take this guy out. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let's go Washington first, because the Falcons game was more interesting to me. Washington Bears. The Bears get revenge after the Hail Mary last year. They win 24-25. Last-second field goal by Jake Moody, of all people, to get the last-second field goal.
Who would have thought that one?
Yeah, the scriptwriters cooked with that one. They absolutely cooked.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't have a ton of takes. I mean, one thing that you saw that they've been needing is the run game finally looked good. DeAndre Swift had a great game. Saved my fantasy season potentially in Mully.
Got you the bench swap W?
Absolutely bailed me out. The passing game still is very, very, very meh. But you win the turnover battle 3-0. If you do that in the NFL, you're going to win games.
That's kind of the main thing is they win the turnover battle. They don't really beat themselves, and therefore they win. And DeAndre Swift has a good – like, there was nothing special about this for me. Rome Odunze was not good. They just spread – this was the thing. They're coming off the bye, and they just spread the ball around a ton, which I thought that we had sort of locked in on, okay, Rome Odunze is the guy, and these other dudes are ancillary pieces. And then you have 4 targets to Luther Burden, 5 targets to DJ Moore, 5 targets to Rome Odunze, 6 to Olamide Zaccheaus.
Former Falcon.
Former Falcon, former Jag. Maybe still a Jag.
Who's to say?
Just a guy, not a Jaguar. But
I was sitting there like, did he play for the Jaguars?
I know. I was thinking just a guy, and then I realized, oh, yeah, there's the Jags. Yeah, I don't know. Their offense still kind of confuses me, and I think it's just Ben Johnson likes to spread the ball out. But I thought we were homing in on we have an offensive identity, and this game was a little funky. But they get the win. They don't really look that bad on offense. They look fine.
Yep. Jaden.
I don't know.
Jaden had the bad pick early, and then he locked in, played great, and then the fumbles happen, and you're just going to lose games when you do that. It's just going to happen.
You have the turnovers. You don't have, and that's really the thing. Like they would have won this game if he doesn't turn the ball over.
Yeah.
And he doesn't really have weapons. Outside the turnovers, which I guess you can't say
that's
outside
one of the impressive
turnovers.
Parts to me is he's doing this with. I mean, Debo's still good. Don't get me wrong. Debo's still good, but no Terry McLaurin, I think Noah Brown, who was like their tertiary receiver. He's out too, so.
Yeah, they don't have weapons right now.
And
they turned the ball over. They lost.
People love Bill.
Bill Krosky.
Bill Krosky Merritt. Is he really that elite of a running back that we're like, oh yeah, dude, he's awesome? No,
he's
not.
Fine.
So, don't turn the ball over. You're going to win more games, Washington. I still like Washington. They're going to be fine rest of the season. I'm not worried about them. All right. the game I was most hyped for this week, my favorite team, the Atlanta Falcons, versus my favorite player in Josh Allen. It was either a win-win for me or a lose-lose. I'm like, I either want the Falcons to look good and Josh Allen just puts on the cape, or I want the Falcons to win and Josh Allen still puts on the cape. I kind of feel like it was a win-loss-loss, and I'll kind of explain what I mean a little bit. My Birds get the dub. We needed it, first of all. We needed it. With Tampa rolling like they are, the NFC looking strong. I think Atlanta is a good team still. I think they finally have pieces. They're young, super young across the board. Penix didn't play well. That's where the first loss comes into me. Like, we played great all around. Penix still worries me. He wasn't incredible. He tried to lose the game for us. The drive where we got the field goal, he threw a pass that should have been a pick six, and the Bills guy just dropped it. So we got very, very lucky there. But, throws for 250 yards. Drake London almost had another touchdown. This was obviously the Bijan Robinson show tonight. He puts on the cape, is the best player in football at least in week 6. He's the best player in football. And then the defense. I'm really, really excited to have Jeff Ulbrich as our defensive coordinator. And I'm excited, too, that after the failed experiment at the Jets, maybe we could actually keep him for a little while, because he's the guy who won this game. Obviously, Bijan was incredible, but he won this game. We haven't been the best blitzing team, and obviously we draft 2 pass rushers, which, shout out to Terry Fontenot, turned out to be a great decision, even though a lot of people were criticizing it at the time. It was a great decision. He's blitzing, he's scheming up pressure, and hopefully we can keep him for a little while, since he was a failed head coach. A lot of time they kind of stay for a minute, so I'm extremely excited on that side. We got a lot to clean up with Penix, but it's looking up. Things are looking up in Atlanta.
Yeah, I mean, you don't turn the ball over. Penix doesn't look amazing.
Should have turned the ball over.
Should have. Okay, maybe should have, but you didn't. Bijan is great. And I think if you play this game 10 times, this is not how this game plays out, because Josh Allen's not going to play this poorly 9 other times. He's going to play like Josh Allen the other 9 times. I don't know how many times I can count that I've seen Josh Allen play this bad.
This was, in a game. I'll talk about Josh Allen too. QBR of 18.7, which I believe I read was his lowest since 2019.
Yeah.
That was back when he was still not the Josh Allen we know today. That was pre-COVID Josh Allen. Post-COVID Josh Allen's been one of the best quarterbacks in football.
Brother, that was before we graduated college.
Yeah.
We're almost 30.
Keep your mouth shut. Keep your mouth shut. But
it has been a minute.
I really want to think that, Josh Allen didn't play great. Don't get me wrong. We'll talk about him. But I like to think that part of him not playing great was Jeff Ulbrich. I think that was part of it, He had some blitzes. Josh Allen he didn't see it. It reminded me of Spags in Kansas City, to where there's just some stuff coming, and you're like, Josh Allen's sitting there like, I didn't see that. I don't know where he was coming from. It caught him off guard. Just plain and simple. We caught the Bills off guard.
Yeah, and two, I think you get kind of exposed the fact that they don't have any go-to pass catchers.
Yeah, that's one of the things I was going to bring up for the Bills too.
They do not have a guy. They need to get a guy for games like this when things go bad, because Josh Allen can carry you 85, 90% of the time. But you're going to have – and this is where when you get into the playoffs and you have, one-possession games, got to have it possessions, where you need to go 60 yards to get a field goal. You need to go, 55 yards to go get a game-winning touchdown. yes, Josh Allen can get you 90% of the way there, but you got to have guys that can make plays. And I fear they have, that James Cook is good. He's a good running back. I fear you have absolutely zero pass catchers that you can trust to go make a play to help you win a game.
They have good pass catchers. They do not have.
They have no plus pass
I guess
catchers.
Where I say they have good pass catchers, everybody in the NFL has good pass catchers because this is the NFL. They have, Khalil Shakir is a good slot receiver. Keon Coleman is okay out
He's
there.
an okay third or fourth receiver.
He's okay. You've got Dalton Kincaid has turned out to be a good tight end, at least this season. He was hurt this game, so you don't have him. But that worries me a little bit. Now, I say that. I said this last week, and I still kind of am staying in that camp. The Bills always do this at some point during the season. As somebody who's watched the Bills for a long time, because I've been a fan of Josh Allen for a long time, I feel like every year it's around between weeks 5 to 7 or 8, they have some games where they're just stinkers. And you're like, you start out so hot, and then you have this just dud in the middle of the season of a couple games. They're like, what happened? And they usually figure it out, and then they're fine the rest of the season through the playoffs. But it is a little bit worrying. The defense is not great for the Bills. That's supposed to be Sean McDermott's calling card. It is not great. Bijan Robinson dominated him. And obviously Bijan Robinson might be the best running back in football, but you shouldn't give up 230 yards to him, plus receiving, obviously. But still, you shouldn't be doing that. James Cook is okay. I shouldn't say James Cook is okay. James Cook is a very good running back. But Josh Allen's weapons, I don't think their weapons are as good as the Chiefs. I don't think their weapons are as good as the Chargers. I don't even know if they're as good as the Ravens, to be honest.
No, they're not.
And Landon has mentioned this on the show before. Josh Allen's incredible, but the team is so Josh Allen dependent. If Josh Allen has a bad game, we all have a bad game. We don't have a second pitch. It is Josh Allen as our fastball, and if you can hit that fastball, we got a problem.
Here's what I'm worried about with them, and I think this game, this is probably what I was getting at a little bit earlier, and I just didn't say it in plain terms. When you get into an AFC championship game, when you get into a potential divisional matchup where you have to play the Chiefs, where you have to play, whoever's there, I think that's going to be real tough. And Josh Allen is amazing, and he can play well, and they still lose because you have to have guys that can make plays. You can't rely just on one guy to carry you. And, he can go win you one of those games. He can make it happen, but he's got to play.
He's done it before. He's done it before.
But he's got to play, one of the 3 best games he's ever played in his career in order to do that right now.
Yeah. And that's
a tall order. His normal A- game is not good enough, I think, to win one of those, crunch time games in the playoffs.
Yeah. And that's one of the things where just as a fan I get frustrated is because this is not to say, I don't say this to take anything away from Mahomes. But you get in those games where Mahomes doesn't have to be the best quarterback in football because I've got Spags over there calling plays on defense, or I've got Andy Reid who, when we need it, I can also trust him to give me a good play call, give me something I can work with. Where on the Bills, I don't trust Sean McDermott to scheme up something like Mahomes has got the ball here, we need to blitz him or do something to throw him off. Sean McDermott's not going to do that. Whereas Spags can go do that on the Chiefs. So that's it. It's basically reiterating what you said. He has to be Superman or they don't win.
Yeah. And piggybacking on that point, I just pulled up because I wanted to see who did they draft this past year? I wanted to refresh my memory. I don't think you have any plus players from this past year's draft.
They did draft a corner first round, which that's not exciting for me at all.
Is he
for the Bills? He's hurt.
great?
He's hurt.
They went defense on all of their picks until the 5th round.
And
So
one last thing too, you mentioned that we talked about the lack of weapons, and I fully 100% agree. And the problem is I don't see any weapons they could go get at the trade deadline.
Oh, no, there's nobody.
Theoretically, but who?
I don't know who they would get.
need. I don't think they get. I think they've kind of boxed themselves into a corner of this is. And again, it's worked. It's been great for Josh Allen to be the quarterback that spreads it around, but it also is now working to a disadvantage. They're like, okay, Josh is playing great with all these other guys. We don't really need to go get somebody, and now you've boxed yourself into a corner where I need somebody. Well, the trade deadline's in 2 weeks. There's no elite guys we can go get. So, I mean, you could go theoretically trade for like a Calvin Ridley, somebody like that, but that doesn't. That would be good, but it doesn't. That would be like trading for Amari Cooper last year. That
I was about to say
shift anything.
that's the Amari Cooper trade.
Yeah,
they tried that one, it didn't work.
It doesn't do anything for me. So
Yeah,
I'm not panicked, but I'm concerned.
I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
Well, I mean, I've also seen the Bills do this before, and they come back out of it just fine. So again, I'm not panicked yet, but it's worrying.
Yeah, they're in an interesting spot, and I think it's probably worth mentioning we will not see that version of the Bills again until it rears its ugly head in the playoffs. Like, they're probably going to rattle off a bunch of games. We're probably going to look in 5 weeks.
Their schedule's
and
very
we're going to
winnable.
say, yeah, we're probably going to be like, yeah, they're one of the 3 best teams in the NFL. No
Their hardest
worries.
game left is probably the Chiefs, and every other
Yeah, and
game they should be favored in.
You got the Buccaneers on the schedule still. That's tough. And you have the Patriots again, and you have the Eagles again. But, I mean, they can win every game that's left on their schedule.
Yep. So we'll see. I'm not panicked yet. I trust Josh, but I need Josh to get this one. And you know what? I'm okay with it because the Falcons needed it. This was win-win because the Falcons needed it. I'm okay if he gets his bad game out of his system against Atlanta. Let us have it, dude. We need it. And you get it out. Save your A game for the Chiefs in the playoffs. Honest to God, I want to see the Chiefs beat the Bills in the regular season so that maybe they can beat them in the postseason.
Yeah.
They always beat them in the regular season and then lose in the AFC Championship.
They always beat them in the game that doesn't count. Or I guess it counts, but it doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things.
All right. Let's real quick, because I thought this was tough. And I'll admit I kind of cheated a little bit, and I think you did too. Real quick, you rattle off yours and I'll rattle off mine. We tried to rank the top 10 teams in the NFL, and I might have cheated and had a 4-way tie at the end. So
I had a 3-way tie at the end, so.
Yeah, so I don't know exactly the criteria you used. I didn't go just on record. I sort of went like some teams, like with the records, you have to kind of respect it because they're winning in the NFL, which again is all that matters. But it was a combination of record, how they've played on the field, and who I trust will continue to do it and do it in the postseason. So that's kind of how I did mine.
Mine is exclusively, it has really not much to do with record. It has everything to do with if I am betting my own money on a playoff game, who am I picking to win?
Well, then I guess I know who your number one is. All right, so rattle off yours. I'll give mine, and then we'll kind of finish with real quick where they differ and what we think.
1 to 10 or 10 to 1?
Go 10 to 1.
Okay. At 10, I've got a 3-way tie between the Chargers, Patriots, and Jags.
Okay.
9, I've got the Seahawks. 8, I have the Packers. 7, I have the Eagles. 6, I have the Colts. 5, I've got the Bills. 4, I've got the Rams. 3, the Lions. 2, the Buccaneers. And Patrick Mahomes and company at number 1.
All right. I went. Oh, Lord, I got a 3-way tie at 10. I got the Rams, Packers, and Falcons tied at 10.
Oh,
I got the
Okay.
I got the Seahawks at 9. Pittsburgh
Yep.
at 8.
Oh, good Lord.
Chargers at 7. Indy at 6. Eagles at 5. Detroit at 4. Bills at 3. Chiefs at 2. And the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at 1.
I had the Buccaneers at 1 when I first did the exercise, then I was like, I know that they have played the best so far. This is where it's like, how are you ranking them right now? Because if you're doing what have you earned, the Buccaneers need to be number 1. But
What
if
have
you're
they
doing
earned? What have they done? And also, kind of where I was thinking too, the Bucs don't have to play the Chiefs. The only
They do
time the
not.
Bucs have to play the Chiefs is in the Super Bowl. And
Yeah, and I think
ideally
right
they'll
now-
be healthy by that point. So if the Bucs can get Ibuka back, who's not hurt seriously, if they get Godwin back, who's not hurt seriously, if they can get Evans back from his hamstring, get Bucky back, who's not hurt seriously, they're doing this without they're 5-1 without their weapons.
Yeah. And that division is so winnable.
Yeah. And they're the only team. And again, I'm not worried long term. Obviously, I have the Chiefs at 2. I'm not worried about them the rest of the season. But the Chiefs have found ways to lose ball games this year, which they haven't done in the past. Tampa hasn't done that. Tampa has found ways to win games when their back is against the wall.
The Chiefs still do have a pretty tough schedule the rest of the way. So they're 3-3 at the moment. And it's not a foregone conclusion that they even win their own division.
No.
And I still haven't won. But like they could be a wild card team. They could also end up being the 1 seed.
I could easily. The AFC is weird, and the NFL as a total, like I had a 3-way tie. Here, there were more teams. Like I didn't have the 49ers on here. I could have had the 49ers on my list if I wanted to. I didn't have the Jags on here, who were 4-2.
Yeah.
I could have had the Jaguars on here. The NFL is very, very deep this year, which is different from. I mean, it's always deep. There are only 32 teams, but I feel like there's more teams who can beat anybody right now
Yeah.
than there have.
I mean,
been
I
in
didn't
years
have
past.
the 49ers on there. I didn't have your Falcons on there. And I think they're both pretty good teams. I still have a random Sunday in October meeting with the Panthers kind of stuck in my craw a little bit with the Falcons, but
But they just beat
you know,
the Bills.
beating
who
the
I've got-
Bills-
They beat the Bills, who
I
I've got
know.
at number 3.
beating the Bills in primetime does go a long way. I will give
and
you that.
another one who I probably, honest to God, should have. I didn't have the Patriots on here.
Yeah, and I put them in that tie, but it's like
I
I
didn't
don't
have
know.
Washington on here, who you could easily
Yeah, I didn't
argue
either.
them in. There's a world where you can argue the Vikings in this because they're doing a lot without quarterback play.
Yeah.
I mean, that's 15, 16 teams who are all legitimately good teams. The Broncos are 4-2. They're on here. They could be in here.
Yeah.
You've
Yeah,
got
there's a lot of 4-2 teams that don't make the cut.
16 to 17 teams where you're like, man, those teams are really, really good. And factor in, I know they're not good as a whole. Lamar Jackson is going to come back for the Ravens. So even though their playoffs and division hopes are hanging by a thread, they're going to at least be a threat to win games because they have Lamar Jackson.
Yeah. No, they're going to get a little frisky when he comes back. I don't know that they'll do enough that they'll ever get into like do they have a shot kind of a conversation.
You got Chicago's 3-2. You've got Dallas, who has a terrible defense, but they're going to put up points. It's
Yeah,
not a
you
wa-
got-
it's
I mean, you
not a
got-
walk away.
You've got 25 teams that can beat anybody, and then you've got 5 to 7 that are pretty much automatic L's every week. They're terrible.
I'm looking at the teams that genuinely don't scare me. Miami, the Jets, Cleveland, Tennessee, Vegas. That's it.
And then the Saints and
Yeah.
Raiders are frisky
Saints.
bad teams.
The Saints aren't an easy out. The Giants aren't an easy out.
Yeah.
Even the Cardinals, even though they're frustrating to watch, They're not getting blown out, so they're not an easy win. They're a win, but they're not an easy win.
Yeah. They lost. Oh, God. They lost by 1 to the 49ers. They lost by 3 to Seattle.
I know how to beat the Cardinals, all right? Let them get up 21-0. You want that to happen. If I'm the coach, I'm letting Amari DeMarcado, let him go. I'm pulling my safeties back. Let him go. Let him walk away from you. I want them to have the lead.
Even that one game when they got up, was it 27-3 on the Panthers, and then they almost lost?
It was something like that.
It was 20-3 maybe. Let's see here. It was 27-3. They were up 27-3, and they almost lost that game.
This has been I guess it's been a fun season in the NFL because the unexpected keeps happening. I can't trust anybody week to week.
It's been a fun year.
Yeah.
I've had a blast with it. I mean, you've got I don't know. I know we've just did our rankings, but I don't know who's going to be the last 4 teams standing. Couldn't tell you.
Yeah, I mean, we did our rankings, and like you had a 3-way tie, I had a 3-way tie. I'm not confident in any team in my rankings. If you want to go by record, I mean, you could put Indy at 1, and I think Indy can win games. Yeah, any of these teams could win the Super Bowl or miss the playoffs.
Yeah, no, it's a crazy year this year. I'm having a blast with it.
Any games that I don't know if you've even looked at the schedule, anything that's got you excited for next week? I've got a couple that I've bookmarked. I will be watching for sure.
Let's see here. That Rams-Jags 1 o'clock game is very interesting.
Yep. I really want to see Colts-Chargers.
Yeah. That's a big one.
Yep.
And I think if the Chargers are for real, you win that one. Yeah, well, that one's going to – golly, man. The Lions are getting a murderer's row here.
I feel bad for them.
Chiefs, Bucks, back-to-back primetime games. And then you go Vikings, you get a little break, and then you go Commanders, Eagles.
That's tough. That's really tough.
They got a tough schedule.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Anything else you wanted to add? It's nice to finally have you back in the studio, Josh.
It was nice to hop back on an episode for the first time in a hot minute.
And it turns out we needed you.
That was great. I come in and pinch hit. Had a blast.
It's supposed to be 3, and we're down to 2, and maybe you and Landon can work out your differences, and we'll have 3 people on. The only thing I was thinking is we still went an hour and 22 minutes. If we have all 3 of us here talking football, we would have to only 45. Pick certain games. Like, we would have to pick 4 games. We can only talk about these.
We would need to do segments. We'd need to do it like a sports talk thing where it's like, okay, we're talking about individuals here. We are no longer talking about every game.
It would have to be either that or we have to break it into 2 episodes. We're going to have to record on Monday night, and we're going to have to record on Tuesday night.
Yeah, no, but we did manage to hit the time limit here, which was us. We're consistent.
We got pretty good there. All right, guys. It's been fun. We're excited for Week 7. Let us know what you think. Let us know if you agree, disagree about our horrible top 10, which we cheated and really wasn't a top 10. It was, the top 20 teams, honestly, at this point. So we'll see you guys next week, Week 7. Trade deadline coming up. Maybe we'll talk a little bit there, some guys we think could get moved. And, yeah, I think that's all we got. We'll see you in the next one.